Hi there, dude. The big part is the dog needs to have, hi there, freedom of choice. So you don't do this if he's sitting in a chair in a corner. So I'm doing a little scratching under his chin, and I'm going to stop and see what he says. He says, that was kind of cool. Nice. I'll wander off here. Hi there. So he comes back, and he says, I'm going to do some sniffing. So I'm going to do a little scratching on his shoulder. And I'm going to stop and see what he says. And he's again, he tolerated it, but he said that was essentially canine version of no thank you.
Mm-hmm.
This is a little, please scratch me here, because I put my hand down. He actually ran his head underneath it. And then he moves off. Good job. So if he's looking, for physical interaction, I want to give him that choice. Because this is where sometimes problems arise, because again, we want to touch our dogs, we want to pat our dogs because that's what we love to do. So I'm giving him some options. So I do a little butt scratch. What do you think, buddy? He goes, "Oh, that's kind of cool." So he's turning back in. So what I look for from the dog in terms of acceptance, tolerance, please do that some more, is a willingness to put themselves in my space.
Mm-hmm.
So I do a little bit of contact, chin or chest to start with, because those are generally, for most dogs, pretty acceptable. If they're fine with that, I will then usually go back to shoulder, flank on the side that's possessing me,
Mm-hmm.
along the back, maybe the hips. And if they're fine with that, then I may move up and scratch the head. I never go for the head first, because a big thing for many dogs is they are not comfortable with this. Partly, I like to say, is because dogs are not flounders. They don't have eyes on top of their heads.
Yeah.
So if you're putting your hand up here to pet them, they're like, what's that hand doing up there? I don't know it well enough to really like that. So it's giving him the option, and also the power to say no. I don't, so he basically said, yes, that was nice, I got some contact from you, and he's basically
Mm-hmm.
saying, I'm not interested in going further with this conversation, and that's perfectly fine. Again, some dogs are going to be more touch affinitive, and you probably will find, as he gets more and more comfortable with you guys, that he's going to be, like, sure, I love my side scratched. What you often find is, wherever they would like to be handled, they'll actually present it. So you saw him pushing his shoulder into my hands, like,
Mm-hmm.
please scratch me on this side. When you're, doing some petting on, to be aware of trapping him. So for instance, if he's facing me this direction, I want to scratch, shoulders down here, front chest. If you're comfortable with that,
Mm-hmm.
I might go this way. I don't want to do this. This gets very enveloping and trapping to the dog, because now I'm really kind of limiting his choices for moving away. And if he's feeling at all insecure, uncomfortable, if he's got any pain issues, you're likely to elicit a response from him saying, like, I would like you to stop now. But a lot of times people don't see that. It's like they want to satisfy their own needs. So they, I say, don't ever do this to the dog. Pull them into you, because again, think about it. I don't know how long you guys have been married, but I don't know if
A long time.
It's been a really hot day. How much do you want someone doing this to you? As much as you love the other person, you might go like, not now. And our dogs are the same way.
Yeah.
So it's protecting them, from people who may not know better too. This is why when I'm introducing, a new dog I've got, if I, still don't know them really well and we're working through the beginning relationship, I'm going to be very careful about people meeting them, because I want to protect the dog. I want to make sure that they're successful. But more importantly, I want them to trust me, that they have the feeling that I will not put them in a compromised situation, because, like I said, not everybody is super good about reading dog body language. And they're going to do things like they're going to lean over the dog and pet him on the head, and you're just sort of stacking up the pressures, because they are very well aware of space, both this way and also that way. Being a short dog, people are going to lean down over him to pet.
Mm-hmm.
You look pretty relaxed right now. Good job, Tug. That's what we're looking for, is nice, quiet, relaxed dog.